Good morning, welcome to the London session. I hope you are doing well. Right, so today is Thursday, and what can I say? Let me see, bear with me a second. Let me set this one up, get myself ready for your questions. We are still kind of in higher waters, not for all the pairs, just for a few of them. The British pound today, almost all the news is out, and we are left with just the British pound. So I wanted to show you guys something and bring your attention to something so that you're aware what I'm looking for and why. So if you're ready, I think you might want to write this down because it might help going forward in your trading. Okay, it's one of the things that I look at for a sign of bullishness. Now I've thought this. I've not thought this yet to you guys, so it's quite new. You remember in the past I thought about when there is premium, right? When there is premium in the market, premium means that the commercials or smart money is willing to buy now rather than later. Okay, they are willing to buy a specific commodity right now. So the trading contract price right now is higher than the next contract. So if I'm using GBP as an example, if GBP is currently trading at 1.3, the future contracts may be trading at 1.2. So because it's currently 1.3 and then the future currency price is 1.2, it means that's a premium. Okay, it means that they are willing to buy, even though it's expensive, they are willing to buy more now. Okay, when this is in the market, it means the market is gonna rally. Okay, that's one that I taught you guys. I think it's in the archive or the educational videos. Now there's another thing that I look at, and all of this info, especially this one and the one I'm about to show you, it's inside the book that I recommended the other day, How I Made $1 Million Trading Commodities by Larry Williams. You'll find that info in that book. All right, so what I'm going to show you today is something called open interest. Open interest. Now I'm giving you this because I can see it and it's about to happen on the GBP. Okay, so that's what I'm watching for today. Open interest. Now open interest is the total sum of all contracts, right? All contracts from from commercials to large speculators. So if you don't know what commercials are, they are the smart money, and then the large speculators are the opposite side of the liquidity. So it's the total sum of right now current market condition total contracts. Okay, so the total contracts between the smart money and large speculators all together, they are longs and shorts. Okay, they are long and shorts all together is what is called open interest. Right, now when open interest, and this is unique condition, that's why I'm showing you, when open interest or or when the market is in a consolidation and then the open interest drop, and prior to the consolidation market was rallying, when the open interest drops like that, that is a condition showing that smart money is buying wherever the commodity is, because only smart money takes out smart money when they jump into the market. That's when there is a lot of displacement, basically. So when there is a lot of contracts coming off from the open interest, it means that smart money is aware something is about to happen. But especially when the condition of the market is bullish and the open interest drop below 15% of its original current open interest. Now I'm going to show you how it looks like on the charts. So this is how it looks like. So you can see we've been going up on you can find this information on barchart.com. okay, barchart.com. You can see we've been trending, and then we pull back, and then price started going sideways, and all of a sudden we had open interest drop sharply. Now this drop sharply, okay, it's a sign that smart money has accumulated and price is about to shoot up now, or a trend continuation. Now what can happen is, because we do have the rate announcement on the rate announcement on GBP this afternoon, in my opinion, I think that's what is going to happen. They're going to use that as a reason to take price up on GBP. Okay, now I could be wrong, okay, but these are information that is coming from someone that has been in the market long enough to see this condition play out over and over and over again. So I trust that info, so I'm sharing that with you now, so you are aware you are aware of what potentially is coming. Okay, so open interest drops sharply. Notice that here the same thing happened here. We had open interest drop sharply when we are bullish, and then price continues going up. We have the same condition in here. Now because of the GBP news event at 12:45, I think they're gonna take price up. Seasonal tendency, as I showed you guys again. Seasonal tendency, as I showed you guys, is also indicating bullishness, right? Bullishness. Today's date is the 18th. Today's Thursday. Today's 18th. So yeah, 18th is somewhere in here. Okay, so we do have a bullish market coming in. We have open interest drop sharply whilst we are bullish, or whilst the market is going sideways. Therefore, I think we will get some kind of push to the upside, in my opinion, on this. Okay, so this trade is still valid as I am speaking, right? The pound Aussie, I've not abandoned that trade yet. I will only abandon it if we close bearish. If we close bearish on, where's the other target? Up there. I only abandon the idea if we close bearish this week, right? So I'll only abandon the idea if we close bearish this week. How would we close bearish? If we close below this candle's low. That's the only time I will abandon this trade idea. Alright, But if we don't, then I'm still sticking with that bullishness. Okay, so just to calm your nerves down, regardless of all that is going on, I'm still holding on to my bias. That's how I trade. I don't change it until it changes. Okay. Another trade idea that I am watching today is gold. Now I tried sending it, I've sent it in the portal, but for some reason it's not showing. It's not showing for you guys in the, yeah, it should be, or it should have been. Yeah, it should have been sent in the portal by now. For some reason it's not showing here. Right, I'm gonna show you that I have sent it, but it's not coming up in your Discord. So if you can see my screen, okay, I sent the gold right around 8:40, and it should have been on your on the Discord, but it's not showing. So as you're here, I'll try and figure out why it's not doing that. But as you're here, this is what I'm looking for on gold. Let me use this one because it's much cleaner. Okay, this is what I'm looking for on gold. Now, why am I looking for the buy? Remember I said that we wait for market to show us displacement, right? I said we wait for the market to show us a big move. After the news, it's going to show us a big move, and after the big move, then we know what price is trying to do. Well, if you look at gold and you go on the daily, notice that price was able to close above a previous day high with this big move. That's the displacement. So this is a pullback. So all we do is measure the low to the high, and I'm buying at the 70.5. So that's the level that price came to right there. That 70.5, that's where I was expecting them to retrace to, and then reject and continue going higher, right? So gold, it looks to me that it's gonna come back up again. Your first target obviously is before this high. Not yesterday, couple of days before, I noticed that I was expecting price to come here, and I was waiting for price to close above this specific high, and then it kept going back and forth, and then the news event just pushed it through it, right? And it's come back down again for a pullback. So I think, in my opinion, it might make a new high, taking out previous week's high. So if you want to take advantage of it, by all means do so. Okay. Let's go to Euro Yen. Euro Yen, yesterday I also mentioned, right, if you were interested, you can take a buy up to there, hold on to some of it, because we don't know, it can pop above that one and then continue going higher. It did that. It also showed displacement, right? So it's an indication, swing low, potentially they want to go up there. So we also have a potential setup on this one. I did not wake up early. I went to bed late, as you all saw. I was posting around 2-3 a.m. or 1 a.m. This was a ideal entry for price to continue going up, but that one has been missed. So I have to see what price, another potential setup that price can give for that continuation to the upside. Okay, so on this one, I want to see a continuation to the upside objectives that I gave. Right, the upside objectives that I gave, I'm expecting them to be fulfilled. So today is either we're gonna go up or we will stay as we are, and then tomorrow continue going up. But the actual entry is gone. So I'll have to wait. Maybe during New York, it will give me another entry pattern, and then we can frame a trade on that. So just to make you aware, we are looking for a continuation to the upside on this one. Okay. Here's the other one. So British pound, with that information, I was looking for them to come back to this down candle. So when the news comes out, I don't know, maybe they might spike it down first before going up. So if they do spike it down first, then that's the level you're looking to buy. Okay, so if they're gonna spike it down first, then that's the level you want to anticipate to buy, and you'll be taking first target above this high. Okay, you'll be taking first target above that high, and then the rest we're gonna leave it on, because I think they might use this opportunity to take out this high, or at least come to, they've already been to the rejection block. So there is a this is a higher high. Okay, that's a high, therefore there's going to be some form of rejection in here, and on the lower time frame we do have a gap right there. So that is going to be a target, and it might retrace again, and then with that retracement we look for the continuation to break that high. So for now you just be looking for that as a target, and then maybe it's going to retrace, and with that retracement we will look for a continuation to the upside. All right, so that is GBP for you. Make sure you set it up, because when the news comes out it might come down quickly and then push higher. Okay, again, I'll try and put this in the portal, but if it does not come, then I'll just kind of drop it manually, because we've set up a system to kind of make it easier for us to track, right, the monthly results. That's why everything is going through the portal, because then I don't have to do the pip count at the end of the month. You get someone to do it, so it's official. It's not like I'm cheating or anything like that. I don't do that. But you know, it's just for transparency's sake, so that you know we are not doing something dodgy, because we do get people say, oh, you never gave that trade, or that trade did this, or that trade did that, right? People worry about those things. So for our kind of being honest, for our honesty's sake, we decided to do it that way. So that's why most recently everything has been going through. Dude. You can hear the king snoring. That's why recently everything has been going through the portal. Okay, so I'll when I finish, I'll do my best to post it in there, and then if it doesn't come, I will find a way to see if I can get it dropped. But whilst you're here, you've seen it, just take a picture or set it up yourself. Okay. Yeah, so that's the one I will focus on for now, and leave I would not say leave everything out, but that's a trade idea I'll focus on. GBPN, this also, I don't know if you guys took it or you didn't take it, but this was a perfect entry. We talked about this level several times, right? Price has gone and broke this high. It's gonna retrace to where this gap. So if you did not take it, then I think you're not paying attention, or maybe it's not a pair that you trade, and that's fine. But if it's a pair that you trade, I talked about this several times before it actually happened. Okay, so you should take advantage of these when they are there. Swiss yen, we are I think a couple of pips away from hitting that second TP. For those of you that joined in late, I think this high should have been where you should be taking something off. Why? Because it's a daily high. I've taught you again, daily highs and lows, weekly highs and lows, monthly highs and lows. There will be liquidity above them. That's why anytime I give a trade idea, let's go back to gold. Right, anytime I give a trade idea, I try my best to give you targets at near or at those levels, because those levels are very important. Okay, so if you did take it late, you should have paid yourself above this high. Those that got in down here, we've already taken partials, so it's not necessary. We're still expecting that level to be hit. It's the daily last up candle. Okay, there. We want to see them close it in. So if you're still long, just hold on to it. I think it's going to do it this morning. And today is Thursday, so once it hits it, be aware that today is Thursday. They might cap the high or low of the week on some pairs. So that could be a pair that they might cap the high of the week here. Why? It's Thursday. We've been going up since when? Monday. Right, we had no wick on the downside. So that's a potential reason why they will cap the high of the week up there. And it will probably happen during New York. So be aware so that when it does happen, it doesn't catch you off guard. Okay. If by New York it's not hit this, I would suggest you manually close it, because it can drop back significantly. Okay, so there is your explanation. Yesterday I also gave you guys US 500, right? The actual entry was here. I was playing with the settings, but the actual entry was there, right? It was, let's see where it was. Yep, right there, the gap. And I was contemplating on whether they want to take the RSI all the way down, because when I was looking at the trade, the RSI was up here, right here. That was where the RSI was. I did not look at it again until when the news came out. I went and looked at it, and then I saw price all the way up there. So again, another trade that if you wanted, you could have been in. It did show displacement, but not the kind of displacement I wanted to see. Okay, it can continue going up. As a matter of fact, it should continue going up. So if you are still interested, it did make a new high, so this is just a pullback. As a matter of fact, I'm also interested because it did make a new high, closing above that high. So I like it as well. I like it as well, with potential first target above that high. Let's drop down to the hourly. Yep. Let me see. Okay, so that is another potential setup that you can take if you want. Okay, What else? Let's go on to the YouTube tab and see what we've got here. Most of you were not with me on Sunday when I gave a session and I talked about everyone just looking at the yen pairs for a continuation to the upside. CAD yen also showed displacement closing above this high. Now I woke up around 6. I was trying to open my eyes at 6, and when I opened my eyes I saw this pullback happened and it was already moving, and for some reason I couldn't, it wasn't just possible for me to wake up and send that as a trade idea. Why? Because my eyes were fighting my eyes was fighting to open, and it was just too hard for me to wake up, right? Yeah, sure, we will look at that in a second. But I want you to pay attention to this one as well, because it's in the gap, right, that we're expecting it to close. So this is another potential trade that can be taken to continue going up there. Right, so watch this gap in case there is a pullback. Okay, that down candle there. Watch that. If there is a pullback, you can use that as an entry to continue going up there. So if price retraces back up here and back down there, you can use that as a area to continue going up. Again, the entry can be at the high. CAD Swiss. Let's have a look at CAD Swiss. Yeah, it did not close above that high, but it did form a swing low, which is also fine. Do I like this one? Let me see. It's not looking bad. It's not looking bad, but I prefer the close, right? I prefer the close and then buy it. I don't like this. Okay, this I don't like it because it can ultimately come back down and close below this low again. So I'll say let it close above the high, and then you can look for the buy the next day. Okay, notice that CAD did close above the high. Notice that CAD did close above this high, so the next day is much more significant than this one. Okay, it did not close above it, so it did form a swing low, which is okay, but the closure is more important to me when there is a swing low. So I'll wait for this candle to close, then next day I'll look for the buy. There's still room to the upside anyway, and nothing stops you. You can buy, right? I'm not saying you cannot. If you want, you can buy, but it's just, to me, when there's a close, it's more significant. All right, when the close happens, it's more significant. So I'll rather wait for the close to happen and then buy it that way. Okay, but if you want to, by all means, go ahead, leave your stop loss here. All right, leave your stop loss there, because if we come below here, they will probably be looking to rebalance this gap. So then you get stopped out, it will rebalance this, and then it reject and continue going higher. So you can buy it, leave your stop loss there if you are not over leveraged. Okay, that's if you are not over leveraged. That's what you do. Buy, stop loss here, and then look for price to go up there. Is that okay? What else am I looking at? Cryptos. Let's jump to crypto. So I'm just showing you guys the highest probability trades. Okay, I'm not gonna go through all of them because it's not necessary. That's what I'm gonna do going forward. I will just show you the high probability trades that I see, and then the ones that I will personally will risk something on. That's the one I'm going to send out to you guys. Okay, I'm gonna show you the trade ideas that I'm seeing, and then the one that I will personally risk something on, that's the one I'll send out to you guys. Not necessarily take it. The ones that I will personally, if I was going to take a trade, then I will send that one out to you guys. Now, the way I showed you my plan, okay, I'm only looking for 5 trades per week. I'm only looking for 5 trades per week. So as much setups that I see, I don't have to necessarily take every single setup. So what I see, I'm gonna send. Once I get my 5, everything else does not matter, but you can take it if you want. Yeah. Euro yen. Euro yen is back down there again. Let me see the daily. Low to high. Just drop down to the hourly. What is it coming down for? Let's see if I can identify where it's coming from. Because if it's coming back down, it should have a reason why it's doing that. Okay, maybe it's coming back down for this one. Maybe it's coming back down for that little gap there. So if you want, set the buy limit there, leave your stop loss. There's a gap here as well. It doesn't need to go below this low, but just leave your stop loss below this gap. All right, and then look for that continuation to the upside. You make a new high. We did. Made a new high. Let me check the futures market quickly. Right, the yen is looking still weak. British pound is still strong. Aussie is strong. Yeah, the yen is still weak, so it should continue going up. It should continue going up. That's the thing. When ideal entry is missed, it's kind of hard to get in again, because then either you are holding on to the trade for it to continue going up. If you are looking to catch this entry, why there has to be a reason why you're buying it. Right now, the only reason I think is coming back down would be maybe to take out this low or come back to entry. So anyone that did put their stop loss to entry, then they might, take them out and then continue going higher. So if you want to take the trade, that would be the only level I would say you can take it. Right, that would be the only level I say you can take the trade. Apart from that, I don't see any reason why you want to take the trade in here, because there's nothing there. Okay. But try, that's the thing I will say to you, try and trust the analysis that I gave. Try and trust the analysis that I give and take note of what I say. Because when these things happens, like I said several times, I am not a robot. I'm not sitting in front of the screen all the time. You might be able to be in front of the screen when the setup happens, right? So when it does happen, you will be able to take action more than me sending a signal saying, this trade is ready, take it. So when I'm talking, when I'm giving you the analysis, pay attention to the things that I'm saying and the conditions surrounding the trade. This will hurt me if no one took it, because I spent so much time talking about it, especially you. Right, we talked so much about this one, and I specifically gave you this level to anticipate price to come back to. So that's the thing that if you don't pay attention to and this happens, then you might not be able to kind of take the trade ideas that you're supposed to be taking, and then you might be taking the ones that you're not taking, and then that will bring you into the mindset lesson that I did the other day. You are being attracted to the losing trades. Okay, cool. If you got them, then cool, because that's what I want. I want you to be able to listen and take advantage of them. So if you are already in, then there's nothing to worry about. You should just hold on to it, right? Just don't look at the pullbacks. I thought you didn't find an entry. That's what I'm trying to see, where you can get an entry. But if you already got an entry, then just leave it. Okay, leave it to run. I was going to go on cryptos, so let's have a look at cryptos. Now the reason why I'm coming to cryptos is because BTC rallied into the level that I was expecting them to. Now if you look at what it has done, it came down and pull back. So this is optimal trade entry, ideal entry. So I'll be expecting it to make another low. Now in case I'm wrong, then it's gonna make a new high and it's gonna continue going higher. So your new target or your upside objective will be 74 for now, because this will be the recent manipulation. So that will be your target, and then you're gonna use this one as your long-term goal or your long-term target. So that 2% there will be your long-term target. All right. Someone is asking, missed entry on gold. Can we take a market order? Let me quickly go back to gold. Gold. Yeah, it's not left much, so you can still, because it's still trading at the 618. So yeah, you can. It's just like your stop loss is going to be a bit wider, but that's fine. Just use proper risk management. Let's go back to cryptos. I'll be expecting them to reject and come back down. Again, they've left some nice equal lows in here, so more reasons for them to drop. This failed to get there. It did not quite get to it's dipping into a gap, so it probably might drop from here. It might probably drop from there, but I'll just stick with BTC. I'll stick with BTC for now. So that's another. Let me look at the weekly. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, stick with that, and if it's wrong, you go long. Okay, if it's wrong, they're gonna reach for 70,207, right? Yes, it closed bullish. Is from a swing low. We have a swing high. The condition of the market or the structure of the market is suggesting that we are seriously over bought. Okay, I think it's a pullback. Remember, I talked about displacement and pullbacks. Displacement usually changes trend direction or changes price direction, and as soon as it finishes, it's gonna pull back because people are gonna chase it. All right, make sure you write that down. Whenever there's a big displacement, people are gonna chase it because they missed out. People are going to chase because they missed out, so it's gonna pull back most of the time that's what the price is doing. All right, so if you understand that, then you can wait for the pullback and then you go in after the pullback, which is, notice how gold pushed away quickly. Now if anyone missed this push to the upside, they will chase it up here. That's how I keep saying it. The AI, right? The AI that runs price has got element of human emotion in it. It's got things that goes against human emotion. What is it? When price is going up, that's when people want to buy. They don't want to buy when price is dropping. It's too. Now you might be different, but most people don't want to buy when price is dropping. They want to buy when it's rallying. Okay, and when its price is rallying, that's the wrong time to be buying. You want to be buying when price is dropping. Okay, you want to be buying when price is dropping. Therefore, anytime there's a displacement, there's always going to be a pullback. Anytime there's a displacement, there's going to be a pullback, because when it does that, people are going to chase this, it's going to pull back, and then it continues in that direction. So what dollar is doing, in my opinion, is just a pullback. It's going to come back down again. So this is just a pullback. It's going to come back down again. And what else do I have? US 30 also pushed. It also rallied. I did not take this, I'll be honest. I did not touch it. I didn't trust it. I know he's gonna go up there, I just didn't trust it, so I did not touch it. And I missed out on German 30 as well. That one also rallied to the TP, but I missed out on the entry. Right, that was where I was anticipating price to come to, but they just rammed it up. So again, another missed opportunity. But these trades, they're going to form every day. It's going to happen every day. So I'm just, I need you guys to relax. Okay, don't chase anything, because there are going to be setups every single week. What I'm going to do going forward is probably depending on the condition of the market anyway, because Mondays are days that are very, very tricky. Okay, Mondays are days that are very, very tricky. So I'll see what I'll do. If I'll do the lessons that I'm planning to do in June, because that's very far away. If I'll just do them on every Monday morning, Monday sessions, and Monday we avoid completely looking at the market for trade ideas. We will just look at the market after the teachings to see what potentially be setting up for the week, and then Tuesday we start looking for trade ideas. All right. Oil. Let's have a look at oil. Right, yeah, I didn't talk about oil. So oil, yesterday we saw price, going back and forth, and it did stop out here and then rejected and came back in, and I was expecting them to give me a swing low, but it didn't do that. What I'm anticipating is maybe, I'm not saying it's going to do it, but maybe they want to come down here. That's what I'm anticipating, or I'm watching to see. If they don't, then whatever happened, it will happen here, and then I'll know what they're trying to do. But this is the level I'm watching to see if they will come down there. Now, why that level is because there's a previous week low sitting right there, so there will be liquidity below that, right? Previous week's low, there will be liquidity sitting below that. So if they're going to come back down, then maybe that's where they want to take the market to, and then clean out anyone that is long, right? Clean out anyone that is long, hit this, and then continue its bullishness, because price is bullish. It's never bearish. This is just a pullback, or what I called complex pullback. The actual low to the high is here. These are all just complex pullback. So from this low to that high, right, we only at 50%. Let me bring the OTE so you can see the 618, right? That's the 618. So if they're going to come down, they might take out this low, hit 618, and then reject and continue going higher. So you can, with this info, set a pending order here, right? Set a pending order there. Your stop loss goes just below this gap, there, just below that gap, and then you'll be expecting a continuation to the upside. This is going to offer you more profit. So the loss that you took here will be just a scratch, right? So oil, I'm watching this level. Now if they do not do that, and then we start getting a H4 swing low, and potentially I would say a close above this high, sound effect. Okay, a close above that high, right? A close above that high will indicate they want to go up. Then we change it, bring it back up here, and look for that. Okay, so whatever happens, we are still tracking them. So a close above that high, we'll be looking for the continuation, and if not, if they bring it down here, we'll be buying down there. All right, so that is oil, but I'm watching it closely, so I'm not gonna miss that one out. Any other question, any other pair? Let me see the pairs that I sent out in the chat room. So we've done GBP, yen, euro yen, CAD yen, Swiss yen, euro USD. You have not looked at euro USD. So let's have a look at euro USD. Okay, so euro USD right now, I can see they've set up a trap. Notice what they've done. they've set up a trap. That's the equal high. Right, that's an equal high. So they might be coming back down and then go back up again. Okay, they might be coming back down to go up again. Now if you look on the daily, that was a very big bullish closure, right? So we have 1, 2, 3 down candles, one big up candle. That to me is a reversal. So 168 should bring us here. Perfect. Perfect. So that's where I'll be expecting them to take price to. I'm not a fan of Euro. If you've not noticed, I barely give some signals on Euro. Why? Because too many people trade Euro, right? And when too many people are on something, it's a head mentality thing. They're going to manipulate it a lot. So I tend to stay away. But this looks like that 70.5 level. If it ever gets there, I'll look for a continuation to the upside. Alright, if it ever gets down here, I'll look for a continuation on the upside. This is a breaker. We have a low, high, lower, low, higher, high. So they might key off from this and continue going higher. They might key off from that one and continue going higher, and that's fine. Okay, you don't have to get every single entry. So if it does not get down here, no problem, let it go. Okay, if you want, then once it forms a swing low here and you see it, then you can use that as an opportunity to take a long to go up there, right? If it forms a swing low here and you see it, then you use that as opportunity to take a trade to go up there. If not, then wait for down here. Why? Because that level is 50%. It might go below 50% before going back up again. And I think that's all I have for this morning. So let me recap again so you guys are aware, so you can take advantage of these. First, British pound. Make sure if you want to take advantage, you set a buy limit. Now if it doesn't come here, it's a missed opportunity. Don't worry, it's gonna offer us more entries. The second one is Euro Yen. We are still looking for that continuation to the upside. Pound Yen, still looking for continuation to the upside for those of you that caught it. Swiss Yen, we are looking for our TP to be hit. Oil, we are waiting to see if we close above this side or we come down here. Gold, we are looking for price to reject and continue going higher. Now didn't give anything on silver. I don't like silver. This one, there's nothing on there. We still have room to the upside, but I wouldn't cancel you to do anything on this. US 500. Yeah, that's the one you can also take advantage of if you want to, because I still think there's going to be another one more round to the upside. And I brought in look at BTC as well. I brought in the one someone requested yesterday. That's UK 100. Right, UK 100. Yesterday I gave you a level to watch. Whoever brought that idea, that was the level I mentioned to watch, and it did offer some decent push. Did make the new high that I was expecting. So I'll be watching this one as well going forward for potential setups, because I like the gap that we have on the weekly. I want to take advantage of that too. So going forward, we'll be watching this and be looking for potential trade setups. All right, let's go back to YouTube. Pound Aussie, like I mentioned, I'm still with this trade, right? I've not closed out. Yesterday I was expecting just a little bit push to the upside, so that I closed some of the position that I had, and it didn't give me. The news came out and it just tanked, right? So I'm still in the trade, a bit of a drawdown, but that's fine, because I did take out some positions here and there, and I've closed some partials on them, but I still have those positions running. So I'm in a bit of a drawdown on this, but that's fine. I'm trusting that cable, the GBP news will push it higher. So if it doesn't and it hits my stop loss, hey, that's part of the game, right? CAD yen, we are looking for continuation to the upside. If it does pull back here, that's an opportunity to take a long to continue going up. I was on break even, and so took out. If you are not over leveraged, then yes, you can. Okay, if you are not over leveraged, you can. Just don't over leverage yourself, because if you over leverage, then anything that goes bad might hit you. Give me 1 second, guys. Change your bum first. Change your bum. You guys heard me, right? My boy is throwing some tantrums. So when he wakes up, he wants to go downstairs, and I had to change his nappies before he can do that, and he started crying. So yeah, I'm doing daddy's job. Alright, sorry for that. Anyway, what was I talking about? Someone was asking if they can take. Yes, if you're not over leveraged, just don't over leverage yourself, because these markets are they are still tainted. I still think the news is out there already, so we just have to stick with what we have. Let's have a look at Aussie yen, because I had an idea on this one. If we come back here, we've made a new high. We've closed above this high. Yesterday we also closed bullish. So we'll be looking for a continuation to the upside on this. There's room to the upside because there's a gap here. I think price is trying to go up there. So going forward, we'll be back on this pair again, looking for a buy. Let's have a look at the H4 daily. H4. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna come all the way down there. There's no wick on this. Today is Thursday. There's a gap here. Today is Thursday. Let's have a look at the week. They might, if they cut the high of the week here today, they might drop it down to close this in and then continue going up next week. Might go up a little bit more. Maybe New York go up a little bit more, and then just completely wipe it from the high of the week. So I'll leave this one for next week. Alright, let's leave this one for next week. And I think that's all I have for now. We'll be back during New York, and then we'll see what we have again. Alright, so take care of yourselves. I'm gonna get more sleep because I didn't get enough sleep. And then I'll come back again. I'll come back again at 2. If you have any question, you can ask, because I'm still here. Let me check the time of the news for GBP, so I'll make sure I'm awake. It's 12 o'clock, right? Fingers crossed. This is exactly what I'm expecting, because that's where I want to make my monthly goal on the British pound. Anyone have any question? This US 500 is looking so tempting. Right, I guess no one has any question, so yeah, I just muted it. I was waiting for the questions, but I guess no one has any questions, so I'm gonna end here, and then I'll see you guys at 2. Right, stay blessed, enjoy your morning, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.